Hey, everybody. I thought I'd jump on early just to get in early and get started. I didn't do a live last week, and I thought I would jump in today and get my live going today. So, welcome in. Welcome in. Thank you for being here. I really appreciate it. I'm just going to hang out until I see a couple of people come in, but this came in the mail today. I used to subscribe to this years ago when I first, hey Teresa, welcome. When I first started wanting to homestead and started practicing like gardening where I lived. And I used to like Mother Nature News. I used to subscribe to all this stuff, and then I just stopped because it started to get really expensive. Hey Heather, how are you? Thanks for being here. And but I decided to sign back up for it. I signed up through, I want to say it was Jessica over at Three Rivers. They had like a 50% off sale. So I used her link to help her out. And it just came today, and we are waiting for a storm to come through. It's supposed to snow later, sleet. It's not going to be very pretty here in the next few hours, I guess, or later tonight. And it's just the perfect reading material to have. So I'm going to go through it. It's been years. Hey, Troy Sutton, welcome in. Oh, good, Heather. That's wonderful. So I'm eating something I shouldn't be eating, but my son brought me my favorite donut, and I don't buy. I'm not donut. It's like Hostess donuts, but he showed me that he got me these. I was like, oh, well, I can't just sit there and not have them, right? And it's those crunch donuts that have like toasted coconut on it, and I don't like coconut, but these crumb donuts are my absolute favorite donuts. If I'm gonna eat a donut, give me one of these and I'm perfectly fine. So how's the weather where you're at? It is, like I said, it's cold. We're supposed to get some weather later, and they've already salted the roads and everything. I'll be right back. So, yes. So who's on here that I didn't see? Heather, do you have the other one that says Self-Reliance Magazine? Yeah. This isn't going to stay around because the temps are going to be warm. I'm more concerned about the ice. You know, just the ice. So it keeps changing, and the next week we're supposed to get apparently some really good snow. I mean, there's only a 50% chance of snow, but the temps are going to drop. And then tomorrow, rain. And then next week, we have a couple of days of snow coming. Hey, Jennifer Ocean Homestead, how are you? Welcome in. I did get your email, Jennifer. So I went off and got all my seeds to the winners mailed off today. I got my seeds mailed to Adrian at Indiana Backyard Gardener for her seed swap. Nice. Heather, have you planned out your business for the spring? Because it's getting here. I know the last time you and I had talked, you said you wanted to get a few things up. Yeah. Oh, I bet, Jennifer. Yeah, I have wood, but I'm holding off on using it right now and dealing, just allowing. I'm going to do something. I'll be right back. I didn't mean to just do that, but I wanted to share something with you, but I have to go get it first. If you didn't know, I'm posting it in the comments right here. I have my website is up, and I just posted the link. And if you feel led to go look at it and just see it, I'd appreciate it. But yeah, it is up now. Yeah. Let me see. What do you mean hydro? Good for you. Good for you, Heather. Good for you. Yep. I've been working on things this winter, um, getting ready for market, and got the site up. I have found a great joy in making soap, which is one of the things collaborations. You want to be a part of collaboration, right? And it's fun, but then there's those collaborations that you're a part of, and you don't realize you develop this new passion for doing things, and making soaps apps has been one of mine. So I've made 3 recipes, the first 3 recipes in the soap making book that I have, and then I want to move on to the next one. And was it the first one? Yeah, the first soap, there was a little piece that really wasn't going to make a bar of soap. I couldn't sell it, so I decided to go ahead and use it. And I am, I really am loving it, guys. It is soft. It doesn't leave that. You know how soap can leave like a residue on you sometimes. This is clean. It lathers up really nice, and I'm really excited about it. So I've got 3 different types of soaps that I have made and are ready for market. And I want to dehydrate some more of my sourdough starter, um, and practice more with that. I found a really great bread recipe. It's just for a simple white bread. And I'll be honest with you, I made this. I wasn't sure how it was going to come out, and I really like it. It didn't seem to bother me as much as some other white bread recipes. This one's a winner and a keeper, so I'm incorporating that into my little farmer's thing too. So yeah, so that's what I've kind of been working on. Mm. Electric heat is very expensive. Yes, I totally agree. I wouldn't use it either. I remember the first time I lived on the East Coast back in the 90s. We had a house with electric baseboards. I learned really quick not to use the heater like that. Hmm. Oh, uh, Jennifer, I don't know how you do it, because that time here when we lost, hey, Tuber Chat, welcome in. We lost power for like 5 days. And when you're on septic, everything is electric. And I was up, well, my husband was up, and then I was up one night. I took a turn just every couple of hours, just throwing wood in the wood stove. And I'm so thankful. Thank you so much. I'm so thankful that I have the wood stove, because at least, and then I took my pets and I moved them over on this side of the house so they would stay warm. So, how's it going, Kevin? Good to see you. Thanks for coming in. Mm-hmm. Yep. Yeah. Yep. So I just thought I would jump in. Um, I didn't do a live last week. I just couldn't get myself into the live. Like, I just, to have a topic I didn't do enough research, and I didn't do any research this week to do a topic, but I am going to do one. I want to kind of talk about a little bit, um, just about something else. But I did. I've if any of you watched my video or my talk that I had when Gail was up here, and I did a video about healthy goals, and I came from the aspect of starting within your home because our home, our laundry room is the most toxic place in our home, and to clean, to clean that and change. I was just wondering if anybody would be interested in just kind of like joining in, trying to, maybe one section at a time, like in your laundry room, get rid of the toxic fabric softeners, dryer sheets, laundry detergent, and try and go more clean. And that's what I've been trying to do throughout my house. But I would really love anybody who's interested in doing anything like that. Let me know. You can email me. Um, right there. So yeah. So if you haven't yet, can you give this a thumbs up, friends, and share it out? I'd appreciate it. It helps my channel grow. So yeah, let me know if anybody's interested in doing that. I think together, we can make our homes a lot cleaner. Aside from the foods that we eat and, put in our bodies, I think it's good to get that house clean as well. So I know you, Heather, you had said your snow melted right away. You guys, we had snow on the ground for a month. I didn't think this snow was ever going to go away. It was so frigid here. And I know a lot of people um, are a lot colder than we are. But let me tell you, thank you, Heather. But let me tell you, it was just frigid here. Like going outside to do chores, it was really hard. I know I don't have a big farm like some people do I don't have to go out and milk a cow. It was about getting the animals their water, feeding the chickens and getting them out. But there were a couple of times where I had walked out there. It was so cold that it actually was like hard to breathe. I didn't like that at all. Thanks, Teresa, for coming in. I appreciate it. You have a good day. And I can't wait to see the apron you won. Yeah. Well, I don't know, but this is supposed to be a pretty good storm coming next week where we may, according to my son now, like we're supposed to get like 1.5 feet of snow. I'm like, eh. And I looked at my weather app. I'm like, we're not going to get all that snow. It's going to be too warm. May it snow? Yeah, but I don't think we're going to get that much. But regardless, right? I'm prepared. I'm ready. I don't have to worry about it. I will need more wood to keep my house warm. But yeah, so I am going through the seeds today it was just a reminder that I need to start my seeds indoors soon for this year's garden season. And I got my seeds out for the seed swap I'm doing with Adrian. And I got the winter seeds sent out, which I feel really, because I'm really bad at doing that. I'm not, and I found out today when I went to the postmaster that because you could fill the seeds on the inside, I had to put 2 stamps on there. So just in a regular size, like letter envelope, and I had put the seeds inside a little plastic baggie to send out. And they're like, because you could fill it, I had to put two stamps on there. So how I was like, whatever. Hey Barb, welcome in. Thank you. Yep. I have another video I have to do for the Cupid's Creations. I am going to be adventurous and do I said I was going to bake and I have everything out for it, but now I don't know if I want to go out into all of that. I might try something different. I'm not sure, but I do have to have that video up for this week. So, you know what? I should have done that and I did not. I will remember the next time. I'll remember that the next time. Yeah, I mean, some of the peas that I sent were like peas, right? So peas are a little bit bigger than say lettuce and carrots or what have you, but it is really I was just, you know, he's the same guy as like, you can't send seeds to Canada. I'm like, well, why not? I had not known that. So, hey, Mimi's Place, welcome in. This is just a casual chit chat about anything and everything. How's that sound? Well, so when I said Barb, when I sent you, those are the ones that I had sent you, right? And that was from the postmaster. There should have been postage on there because I paid for it. I remember that was terrible. And I would reimburse you for that too if you want. Just let me know because that wasn't right. Because those were all hand taken to the post office and the broadcast. The post office guy, I know him. So I don't know. I think things have just changed at the post office. I'm looking into if I'm gonna do some shipping and stuff. There's a place called Pirate Ship. I'm gonna look into that. I think they'll come to your house and they'll pick up your packages, and it's a lot cheaper than going directly to the post office. And then there'd be no reason for me not to do it, right? I have the scale, I have everything. So yeah. So have you started planning your garden, or do you just do you plan your garden? That's the question. Do you plan your garden? That's what I should ask you. Hey, little house at the farm. Good to see you in here. Yep. Heather, I'm gonna look into it. My sister does it. Tell Us Treasures does it for her candles, and it's a fraction of the cost because when you're doing a business and you're shipping stuff or whatever, you have to cover your costs somewhere, right? We just started talking about whether or not anybody plans for their garden or has planned their garden yet. Let me know down in the comments below. Yeah, I'm gonna look into them a little more. I know a couple people who use Pirate Ship, Heather. So yeah, yeah. So May 10th is our last frost here. So I still have time, but like last year, remember? I don't know if you remember. Um, the Exactly, Barb. Nothing ever goes as planned. My pepper plants, remember I had such poor germination. So I'm going to actually start those a little bit earlier. And I'll try those heated mats again. I think they heat the soil too much, in my personal opinion, but I'll try it again. Yeah. You have a long growing season though, don't you, Heather? Like, can't so for me, mine starts here on May through October. Well, I can that's the last frost, but I can put out lettuce. I can put out like my cold weather crops that can handle like a freeze, like a light freeze or a frost. Um, and direct sow some of those things too. So Little House at the Farm, if you're have a YouTube channel by chance and you need growth, it's good that you come to us, but you also might want to check out Tuber Chat's channel. He has a lot of connect and grow lives that he does, and a lot of people support each other there. So you might want to check that channel out too. Just, yeah, just if you want to grow your channel. Yeah, I'm gonna I've already sorted all my like cold crops, the cooler crops, lettuce, carrots, radishes, spinach, stuff like that. My 5 bushes of trees of kale are still out there, and theirs are gonna just come back. I heard that they'll just stay out there and they'll come back. So I do have a couple of plans that um, I want to do. My neighbor here, he has at his church, they had put like a fence around using T-post. I don't know if I think I said this, and they were going to get rid of all these T-posts. Well, he brought them home, and so I get to take them. He has like 18 T-posts, so I'm going to be able to take those T-posts and utilize them within my garden, maybe build a little higher fencing. My goal is to put some of those T-posts on the ends of each of my raised garden beds so I can grow up vertically and get some maybe cattle panel and put up there vertically for the peas and stuff that I had. What zone are you in, Barb? I'm in zone 7A and B. They changed it. Oh, that's a long growing season, Heather. That's good. Oh, you're in 9B. Okay. Yeah. So I'm gonna start. I sanitized and washed all my containers that I use. I recycle them each year. And so I washed and sanitized all my containers for my seeds. Those are all done. I do have some soil here. Is it Fox Meadow? It's a really good soil. And I'm going to start my seeds in that soil. I need to bring it in the house so it warms up a little bit. And I want to go get some more of that, excuse me, to start my seeds into. But I think this year I'm going to just direct sow my lettuce. Um, I could probably go put stuff out like right now. I have this little greenhouse out there, and I could probably go sow some lettuce out there and some radishes and that, and it would be just fine. So, but I just haven't done that. What I have done is um, my eggs that I use here at home. I have been going out there when I collect a whole bunch. I've been going out there and just throwing them in the bed, just to add some. I know it's going to take some time to break down, but it's all good. And then I've been saving the ashes from our wood stove that I will eventually take out there as well. So yeah, I have a green stalk on my deck, and we'll see what happens with that. I did herbs in that last year, lots of chives, a lot of oregano came in. I just struggle really a lot with cilantro. My cilantro just does not go. I can't get it to grow. I literally planted it seemed like almost a whole pack of seeds. So I think I may get it out there earlier. Like what is this, February? I think I may go and plant it in that greenhouse that I have out there in my garden and see if because it is a colder weather crop, if I can get that to grow a little bit better. But I am rotating some of the things on my back area where I have my raised beds, those back portion there. I always plant tomatoes or peppers back there. Well, I'm not going to this year. I don't find that they do well. I don't think they're getting enough sun back there. So I'm going to rotate and maybe put some peas back there that are a cooler weather crop and will climb up. So yeah. Um, and then I'm going to move my tomato plants to the front, my tomatoes and peppers closer to the front of my garden where I get a lot more sunlight. The there's a historical property next to my property. Well, the people there put up these huge spruce pine trees, and it literally blocks some of the sun. It's like it doesn't get over there. It shades a little earlier, but I love basil too. I did do some basil, but I take all my the majority of my herbs that I grow and then I dehydrate, so I have throughout the year, and it's been really great, getting my herbs, and I use them all the time in cooking, so it's been really nice having that here. Um, um, but this year, I still have all these peppers in my freezer I need to do something with, and I didn't wanna get I didn't wanna get into canning today because have our church group, but then they just canceled church group tonight because of the weather. So tomorrow, I think I found 2 bags of tomatoes in my freezer. I have those to do. I have all these peppers and some tomatillos, and I have 10 pounds of chicken that I wanna can eventually. I need to get it all out of my freezer, you know? So, um So I have a variety of different peppers. I have like jalapenos, I have lemon drop peppers, I have like a habanero peppers, I have cayenne peppers. Yes, me too. Me too. Yep. I grow as many as herbs as I can that I use. And you know what I really have used a lot of are my onion tops this year. The onion tops, the green. I washed all those. I dehydrated those out. And yeah, I don't think I'm gonna get garlic scapes this year. I got garlic from a friend, and I think it's doing okay out there, but I'm not sure. We'll find out. Um, I could probably go buy garlic right now. Still go buy garlic and plant it. I just may have a later harvest than normal. I am gonna be putting a lot more flowers in my garden this year. Last year, I was so excited. My zinnias grew. That made me so happy. Like, my zinnias, I was so happy I grew zinnias, yeah. Yeah, you know what? I'll be honest with you, I kinda got burnt out. I had a lot going on last year during all that time, um, and I overwhelmed myself with some things. But these tomatoes I had purchased, up at the Amish market because they were $5 a case. Well, if you ever come across cases of tomatoes for $5 and you're like me, you're not gonna walk by them and just leave them there, right? But as I take inventory of, like, what tomato products I have downstairs, um, I realize I don't need many more tomatoes. Like, what we've used a lot of this year, personally, is the chili base I made with the tomato sauce, and that's the ones I'm gonna use. Um I'm actually going to make some more chili base with the tomatoes that I'm gonna can tomorrow because that stuff is so tasty and so delicious. You just take your onions, your pepper, your garlic, your cumin, your chili powder, you put it in a jar, and you put your tomato juice in there, and then you pressure can it for like an hour and 20 minutes, and it's wonderful. You know what? I'll be honest with you, Little House on the Farm. You know what I did to my zinnias to get my zinnias grow? I literally threw seeds down. I didn't do anything but throw the seeds down. And sometimes I'm really fortunate that that works for me, and then there's sometimes that it doesn't work for me. Yeah, yeah, you should. That's a great goal to have. It does, Heather. And I just wanna get them done and get them out of the freezer. Yeah, you have the freeze dryer to do that. Are you liking your freeze dryer? Are you glad you purchased it, Heather? Yeah. That's the one thing I do want to go and look for some more herbal seeds this year. To get, I have lavender growing. I have lemon balm. I don't think I have calendula. I want to try growing yarrow. Just some more of that stuff, Um, I'd like to dehydrate more. I love my dehydrated potatoes. I think it's great, and they're easy. That was easy. But yeah, I'm gonna sit down and make a list of things, what to do. And I think with the tomatoes too, what I have is frozen mixed vegetables, and you can put those like inside the jar, and then tomato juice. And there's another soup base there, and then pressure can that, and that's a soup base for vegetable soup, vegetable beef soup, however you want to do it. No, I'm not drinking coffee. Sorry. Um, I'm treating myself to a Diet Coke today. I had 3 cups of coffee today, but I don't do, this is the caffeine, the Diet Coke, but I don't do like caffeinated coffee. No, but as the weather warms up, I will be doing iced coffee. You'll see me sitting here with some iced coffee. So yeah, that's always fun to do. So what are the things you're gonna, are you guys gonna grow squash this year? You did, Heather? So you're not going to be in charge of the fair. They're going to have to find somebody else to do that. It is a lot of work for one person. I remember last year you were all over the place. You were so tired. It's a lot of work for one person. What you need is you need to have committee and people who are going to be responsible to do the job. So yeah. Um I've already been on here 30 minutes. Can you believe that? But I need to get going. Heather, how's your hours doing? Heather, I'm just curious to know how your hours are. Are you there yet? YouTube's doing a lot of weird things lately. Has anybody noticed anything strange going on with their stuff? I think they're doing a lot of updates and changing some things too. So, yeah. You getting honey, Heather? Heather has honeybees too. So anyhow, let's get back to I started, let me grab this really quick. So I started crocheting dishcloths because I want to add these to my site and to the market. So I'm just doing double crochets down. Yay, Heather. Yay, Heather. Well, anytime you want to come up with me, Heather, let me know. I'd love to have you as a guest up here. So I started double crocheting. That's all I'm doing in here, to be honest with you. I'm not doing anything fancy. It's just one double crochet and we're done. So I was hoping to get more of these done, but doesn't that look good? I think it looks nice. So I ripped it several times because nice. Why did I rip it? Well, I was following a pattern, and to be honest with you, I was doing really well, and then all of a sudden I wasn't seeing where to like put the next stitch. Like I could get through and then I wasn't seeing it, and then when I would stop and look, I'm like, this doesn't even look right. So I ripped it. like the whole thing. I ripped like 3 or 4 times and I started over. Um, that's probably a little bigger of a dishcloth. I don't know. I have about 32 stitches that I chained, and then I'm just gonna do like one double crochet down in each hole and move on because I can do it without necessarily looking at what I'm doing. I can, you know what I mean? I could just sit here and do it. It doesn't take a lot of skill of thinking for me, and I need stuff like that. It's snowing right now, Heather. Oh, good. Let me go back because Heather's chatting. Yes, it's crazy. I'm a little, yay, Heather. I got that too, Heather. I got the exact same one when I was in yours. I got the exact same one. I'm like, what do you mean 5,000 hours? Then I should be monetized. But, ooh, do you have any to show? I'd love to see your harvest bags. Oh, good. It's snowing right now then. Hey guys, if you have it on your heart, Heather is almost to both her and I at 2 different times though. Both her and I lost pretty much all of our watch hours, and I got my first level of monetization, and that's what Heather's working towards as well. So maybe you can go over and show her some love, turn on her channel and run some of them. And if anybody wants to run some of mine too, I'd appreciate that. Yeah, yeah. I think I have. Did no, no, Gail did not send me stitch markers, did she? I don't know. Yeah. So I do what comes easy for me. You're welcome, Heather. I still support, honey. So yeah. So I just sit here and do double crochet. I had stopped because my hands were really hurting me, and when my hands don't hurt, I'll do it again. The more you do it, I guess. I don't know, but it's something that it's mindless for me. It just keeps me busy, and then I'm not sitting there, going to want something to munch on or anything. But one of the things I started this week, well, I'm not going to say started. Yesterday it was really weird yesterday. I went outside and it was like these warm pockets of air. It was really strange. Like I haven't felt that in a really long time, but it was really nice yesterday and warm. So I took off and walked the property. And that's always really helpful too. It's just kind of my way to clear my head, maybe do some praying in that. Um And then today, after I got home from the post office, it's chilly outside, but I felt like I needed to go for that walk again. And so I got my dog again and we took off and walked the property. And that was really good. And it makes me feel good too. And then I came in the house and finished dishes and vacuuming and doing stuff like that. You're welcome, Heather. So, and that's the one thing too. If you guys don't know, like even if you get monetized, like at the first level, Heather, just know this. Um, um, when you're trying to get to your next level, like I am, they do rolling hours. They'll start taking away just at random, but not like the extents that you and I both had. Like I lost what 2,000, you lost all yours. Um, but they'll start doing rolling ones. Like they'll start taking hours away randomly. Hey, KP Heaton, how are you? Welcome in. So just keep that in mind. Keep that in mind. So I'm working towards the 4K now. So yeah. So that's the one thing. Let's see. What's Jennifer say? I always have something to crochet when I'm relaxing and not doing things around the house or outside. It's hard for me to sit and not do anything. Oh, that's good. Yeah. I don't have a problem sitting and just like relaxing because I need to sometimes. Like yesterday I needed to. And so that was good for me. I got some extra rest in. Are you? Yeah. So, like for instance, once you hit your 3K, you're fine. But like because our dates are different, Heather. So what happens is like I've already come up to that year mark, but I didn't get the full 4K. I only got to the 3K. But they're not going to take all of them away. They just take a little bit away every so often for me because I haven't hit that 4K yet. So, and I've already passed that 1 year mark. Does that make sense to you? So, I'm working on the 4K. We'll see. We'll see. So, other than that, I'm hoping that this is the right magazine that I wanted. I don't want to be off the grid. Although I don't have problems being further away from people than where I am now. But I think this one. Have you been keeping up with the news or anything? Anybody about the bird flu that's been going on? And it has skyrocketed egg prices. If I'm not mistaken, somewhere in one of my friends I'm connected with on Instagram, she upstate because she is a farmer of chickens for she's a commercial grower for chickens for Tyson's. And I love the fact she's so open at like she's an amazing person in what she does. So I look for her articles. She posts them. She's been posting them regularly and about different things because it's just been she hasn't posted. Oh, there she is. Um, so yeah, she posts links like where you can track the flu. Where the flu is. Um, So she posted this. This was actually a news article. 100,000 eggs worth $40,000 was stolen from a trailer in Pennsylvania recently. And if you haven't seen it, the prices of eggs have been soaring. I was, yes. So I have access, I have a wholesale vendor that I can get eggs from if I needed to. Um, and this was back when I had the brick and mortar shop. And so I still get their emails. And it was last week a case of eggs, which gave you about 30 dozen of eggs. Yeah, something like that. They were going wholesale, mind you now, $211 for a case. You're averaging about $7 a dozen. So if I'm a small business and I'm buying cases of eggs for my shop, just go with this really quick. I have to make a profit, right? And the profit is usually double plus 10%. So I would have to sell those eggs for $14.50 to be profitable in my business, to make a profit. So think about that. Um, yeah, but you have to watch your own flock too because it's a bird flu. Birds are out there. And I know, like with mine, I have birds that come in to my coop. They get through the fencing and they come in there and try and eat. And things are just so like right now the bird flu, it's in Virginia and everything is just being impacted by this. And I just find it just a little bit strange that all of a sudden there's this rampant flu of bird flu again. And it's not just hitting birds. If I'm not mistaken, it's also hitting beef cattle and stuff like that too. So, it's going to be hard, I believe, to get baby chicks this year. I think it's going to be hard to get pullets this year, that are getting ready to lay. Hey, tell us treasures, welcome in. Yep. Yep. Tell us, Treasure, do you mind how much are eggs going for out there in California where you're at? So, yeah. So just, so it's one of the things you just have to be aware of that it's out there and yeah. Yeah. So, yeah. I was just up in PA last week and I for my Amish friend and I buy my eggs from him. None of my girls are laying right now. See? There you go, guys. California, $14 a dozen. Well, okay, I given the fact that it's California, but that's not the point. The point is I had just said that they're going to go for $14 a dozen because you have to be profitable somewhere. I sell my eggs, fresh eggs for $5.50 a dozen. I completely agree, Heather, with you. I don't have proof, but I'm a little suspicious. Let's just say over the bird flu, all of a sudden, because the bird flu you haven't heard about it for a long time, right? Yeah. Anyhow, that's all I'm gonna say on that note. I have a private text group that I can text, but yeah, it's a shame because you know what they do? They euthanize all these animals, and I just don't get me started on that, right? But yeah, so just be aware if you have backyard chickens. I'm checking mine regularly. I've been adding a little bit of oregano in their water just to help build up their immune system. You can give a little bit of apple cider vinegar in their water as well. I usually do about a capful of the jar of the apple cider, just like probably a teaspoon or so into their water. So then that way they're getting it, trying to keep them healthy as well. Clean out the coops, which, you know, I need to go do that, but it's too cold to go do that. Um, yep, yep. That's strange because, yesterday I had stopped at one of our local grocery stores. I had to get um, laundry detergent and I was really shocked. What was yesterday? Tuesday? I was really shocked on how empty like the refrigerated sections were. There were just things that were just like why is this so empty? So, yeah. And as Heather said, we're just going to continue. We're going to have these random issues. That's why, as she said, plant, 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 preserve, preserve, preserve. Get to know your local farmers and ranchers in your area to see, how you can support them because they need the support. We don't need to be supporting the corporate farmers. We need to support our local farmers and ranchers. They're the ones who we know we can trust better to have a better quality product coming off their property than the corporate ones, depending on who you are. Now, my friend on Instagram, I watch how she tends to her flock and how she disinfects and she takes you along, and it's amazing to see what she does. And she doesn't have problems. She's tested her whole flock, and her flock is negative. And she's down in Georgia, and Georgia had issues. So she's doing whatever she's doing it right. So I know you don't eat red meat or pork. Isn't that just strange? So I started my live about 15 minutes early today because I was sitting here going, what am I waiting on? Right. So I went ahead and started. Let's see what Heather says. I am not in the Plan to Can collaboration. Who's hosting that? Barb. Are you in it? Nope. I'm not in it. No. Let me read what. That's awesome, Heather. Do you guys read Heather's comment? No. Is she open? Is it an open collaboration, Barb? Or did you have to be in? Because I would be more than happy to participate. I do have her email, though. I could always email her. Jenny Scratch Made Kitchen. So is it an open collaboration, Barb? I'm sorry. Oh, Jennifer, you're so funny. Well, you have my collaboration you're doing, right, Jen? We can. We can. So I talk about my canning, like what works, what doesn't work, what I plan to can for like the next year. And I like, so did anybody go out and watch any of the Canuary videos that Sutton Days did? Because what I liked about that is a lot of them, I want to really do. Awesome, Jennifer. I can't wait. I want to do a lot of videos. I want to do more canning of like meals in the jar. And I'd like to do that. I also would like to do some like dehydrating ones as well. So I have those on hand as well. So that would be one of the things I want to plan to can. That's the one thing I'd like to do, to be honest with you, is more meals in the jar. There were some great videos on that. Renee over at Pike Creek Farm did some. Leanne with the Mennonite Farmhouse, she did that. And Sutton's Day, she even did one too. And that's why I like, that's awesome. That's one of the things I like about the chili base is the fact that it's not a meal in the jar, but it takes a heck of a lot of work out of making chili when you just can open it and dump it. And the seasonings are really good. They really stick in there. Yeah, that's what I want to do more of, Jennifer, is more meals in a jar. Maybe there's a collaboration there. What y'all think? Canning meals in a jar, make it a collaboration of some sort. But right now I'm in the middle of Cupid's Creations and Sweet Treats with Susan over at the Hillbilly Chicken Ranch. There's playlists on both of our videos or on our channel, so make sure. The meals in the jars. Yeah, that would be a fun collaboration to do, don't you think? So that's the one thing I really want to do. I like it. I like to be able to do stuff like that. I did do a pot roast one. That was easy. That one came out of the Ball book. It was pot roast in a jar. That was easy. You can turn it into soup. It was the beef, the broth, and the carrots. I turned that into a soup. What else was there? Yeah. Yeah. Yep. Yep. I preserved some vegetables and stuff, produce last year. It's in my freezer, and I can guarantee you that I'm not going to get through all of it. I know that there are some, like my squash, that I preserved to have in case I needed to add something to something like that. You know what I mean? I probably won't get to it. And in all honestly, I'm not going to feel bad if I open it up and go give it to my chickens because to me, hey, that's free food for the chickens, right? So, yeah, I need to can um, more chicken broth. So right now I need to do that's another thing. So I had never canned my own chicken broth up until this past year. And I realized how much chicken broth I actually use because it's easier to go to your pantry and pull that out, right? And then you can see, like, I'm going to double what I normally can. So, like, right now, I have, chicken carcass and bones and stuff in my freezer that I need to pull out and make more broth. So, I want to do that. Yeah. So I have the broth I want to can. I have 10 pounds of chicken I want to can. I have the tomatoes I want to can. And I don't think there's anything now. Oh, and the peppers. I need to do something with all these peppers. Yep. So I will not can as much beef broth as I did the last year. I don't use that as frequent. Only if I'm making a soup with a beef soup, then I will pull out my can of broth. But I won't. I chicken broth. Chicken broth is what I use the most of, and I have one quart left, and I don't want to use it because I'm not ready to can. But I've been emptying a lot of jars, so I got to go get more the lids. I need to order some lids from 4 jars. So hold on, let me see. Yep, I love chicken broth on everything too. It just adds such a great flavor. Yeah, you should. Yeah, the Presto pressure canner is a really good one, Barb, for the price. I know there's the All American, but that's several $100s. And as nice as it is, I'll use my Presto. And then I know they're not officially approved, but I do have an electric pressure canner too. Yeah, exactly. So even the dehydrated stuff, right? You can dehydrate the soup mixes, right? Um, and put them in a jar and then have directions on it and you have your soup, you know? It's that easy. So, hey, we got some new friends in here. Let's see. Hey, Darcy Lee, welcome in. Good to see you. And Crystal's Pets and Plants, welcome in. Yep. I That's a great deal. I got mine, well, it was under $60 when I purchased mine. And now Prestos, those are the least expensive ones to go purchase. Yeah, absolutely. It is. I use canned broth in my soups. I use it when I make my pasta sauce instead of water. I like to use the broth because it just gives it a better flavor. Um, but it's like liquid gold sitting on the pantry. Good, Darcy. How are you doing? Glad you're here. We're talking about gardening. We're randomly just talking about anything, to be honest with you. There's no set plan for my conversation. It was really about just jumping in, chit chatting, and seeing how everybody's doing. Have they started planting a garden? Have they planned it? And all that. Well, I'll tell you, up in my area, if you live in or around the Amish community, they have some of the best yard sales where you can find those things at. Yep. Waiting on snow to come sometime today. But yeah. So, yeah. I think we have some good. That's why I love coming on here and doing like a live chat and listening, watching what everybody's suggestions are, because that's how great collaborations are started. You know, I think that'd be really good because that, yeah. You know what? I'm gonna write down, if if you're interested in like participating in a collaboration of meals in a jar, or meals, yeah, meals in a jar. Come up with a different name. Let me know, please, if you're interested in doing a collaboration like that. And I'll write you on a list. And just let me know in the chat, or you can email me. All right, Jennifer, I'm going to put you down. Yeah. What do you mean? Can we do bags, Heather? Sometimes Heather is like me. I think sometimes like she comes up with so many great ideas, and we're typing so fast. So yes, yes to the canning thing. Is that right? Yeah, you know what, Heather? That's a really great idea. You have the freeze dryer. I think any I you can I think you can dehydrate. I mean, it's all part of preserving, right? I think so. I think so. Heather, why not? Yeah, why not? I wrote you down. Why not do it, right? You can dehydrate and put them in a jar. You can freeze dry it and put it in a jar. You can freeze dry it, put it in Mylar bags. You can do whatever it is. Yeah, what's your question? As long as your question is nice, you may ask a question. Okay. Barb, is that something that you would be interested in? Yep. Yep. And that's what it is, right? I don't, you know what? It's like last night, I didn't pull anything out for supper. And it's like, once I know, like, having the protein, it's fine. But I was like, okay, what can I do? Well, hamburger meat was the easiest thing to thaw last night. Lukewarm water in your kitchen sink filled up, right? And I'm like, okay, what am I going to do? What am I going to do? Let's make chili. And so I just went downstairs and grabbed my jars and dumped basically everything in after I browned the beef. Dinner was ready in what, 15 minutes or so? It didn't take me long. Yep. Yeah, you can use any type of jar. So even if you have like an empty jar of, pickles, right? Maybe you buy pickles. You can wash it out really good and put it in there. You just have to pull the air out of, the jar. That's the one thing. Or you gotta seal it properly with a oxygen absorber that goes into the Mylar bags or into a jar if you don't have anything that pulls the air out. So you will have to be cautious about that when doing it. So, okay. So there's three of us. That's good. I'll ask some other people around. You can do lots of great things. So, yeah. And this isn't going to happen like next week. Okay. This is just going to, let me get through Cupid's creation first. All right. So we'll see how we are. Anyhow, so yeah, we'll do it. I'll come up with a name of Meals in a Jar. I mean, that's such a common name. We can get a little more creative than that. And I have everybody's email list. So if any of you want to be on the list and you want to be part of this collaboration about making meals in a jar, let me know. You can let me know here in the chat, or you can go ahead and email me at tina@lifeinthepiedmont.com. So I also made, hey, Lantern Creek Farm, welcome in. Do I know them too, Heather? I also have been making my lip like chapstick, basically, right? And I am absolutely loving that too. And that is something else that I am bringing to market. And it's so good. It's all natural stuff. It's just so easy to make. I don't know what possessed me to be so intimidated by this stuff, but again, this is what collaborations do for us, right? It pushes us out of our comfort zones and um, helps us grow as content creators, helps us grow. Um, I think personally, as ourselves, as a wife, as a homesteader, a homemaker in the kitchen, it just pushes us to do different things. And that's what I love about the collaboration. It's fun. And you learn, when you learn something, you realize, hey, I really like doing this. So yeah, hello. That's where I've been lately. Just, really just, yeah. Ooh, Heather, I did not know that. But I wonder, but here's the thing, because of seed oils, Heather, I'm wondering how well that would go over if you sell it, because it's being absorbed into the skin. And do you take your calendula and soak it in the oil first and let that absorb in there? And then you have, or yeah, do you know what I'm saying? So like I have rosemary. Yeah, I have rosemary right now in olive oil, because I want to do something with the rosemary oil. I'm not sure what that is. So you infuse the oil with the calendula and all that, and the seed oil, and then infuse that. Yeah, okay, that's awesome. So I have my rosemary olive oil. Actually, I totally forgot about it. I put it in there, forgot about it, and just left it in there. So that's a good one. That's a good one. Yep. I do infuse my oils. I have done garlic. I've done rosemary. I've done, what are the other ones? Yes. So coconut oil, um, I use that on my lips too. Yeah. So for a lotion, I'm not sure, for me, my personal experience with the coconut oil. I love it, but it doesn't work on my skin the way that I was hoping it would. Do you know what I mean? Um, the olive oil seems to do better for me, to be honest with you. So, like, my soaps are a blend of coconut oil, olive oil, in that type of thing. The blended together works really, really well. But and my facial scrub that I use has coconut oil in it as well. But for my skin, like when I had those issues with my skin, the coconut oil wasn't working for me at all. So, um, but I love coconut oil. And I have a big jug of it somewhere and I couldn't find it. And then I recently found it And now I can't find it again. Hey, Gail, how are you? Welcome in. We're talking about any and all things today. But Gail, while you're here, we were talking about we were just talking about like gardening, we were talking about canning and everything. And so I'm going to put together a collaboration. It's not going to be called this, but this is the concept. It's about making meals in a jar. Whether that's in a jar, maybe Milo bags, maybe, that type of thing. So, yeah, so there's three of us right now that are going to participate in the collaboration, and we're going to call it meals. I don't know, something, something, something about meals in a jar, something like that. So let me know if that's something any of you want to do. I'd love to have you join in and do it. It's a lot of fun. Yeah. Yeah. But I also think too, though, Jennifer, that it's not something, yeah, yeah, yeah. I think one of the things too, Jennifer, is that when you start doing things on a more natural basis, it's going to take a lot longer for your body to adjust to it and for that to start working. That I do know. And I think that's one of the things. That's one of the things that I think kind of like where I'm at. Do you know what I mean? Like, yeah. Does that make sense to you? Yeah. I like all the, hey, FAQ, the madness. Thanks. That's what we were just talking about too, is dehydrating the meals too. Because even if people don't know how to can, you have an oven, you have maybe an air fryer. All that does is dehydrate the food, and you can put that into a container of some sort and preserve it to have. So yeah, so that's something that awesome. Thanks for all the recommendations for names. I'm gonna go through them. I'm gonna write them down, and I'm gonna go through them, and then pick one. Awesome. What time is that? Yeah. So that's the one thing. One of the things in like my shop I used to sell are in the jars, they were dehydrated soups, and it was like really easy. And all they had to do was add the protein to it and broth or something, and then dinner was like done, So thank you for all those recommendations. I love it. Thank you. So, Gail, should I put you down? Exactly. Thank you. Yep. Yeah. Thank you. Yep. I think it's just going to be, it's just to make our lives a little easier, right? And then maybe inspire somebody else. Yep. Jar plus yummy, yummy meals. Greg, that's funny. Well, I think the concept of it would be more of like for the jars for like canning or dehydrated freezer meals. Let me think on that one, Gail. Okay. Well, we got started talking about like the whole canning aspect and just, you know, like I think Barb brought it up, asked if we were doing a collaboration. Um, what was it, a plan, which it can. Um, and it's like what, like I always try to plan out what I'm gonna can for like that next season. And it just got on the subject of, hey, let's I want to get into more canning meals, shelf stable meals on the shelf. And I already do like a chili base and I have like a vegetable tomato base one down there, but I want to do actual meals in a jar. So, do you can? Don't you can? Gail, you can, right? Yeah, you can. You can. So yeah, so that's kind of how we got started on that. So let's see, freezer meals. I'll put that down too. Maybe I'll do some research and see what the best like name I can come up with here. So let's see. Yeah. Yep. So I'll put a message out to people and see if in some emails to see if anybody wants to jump in. And then for those of you who are in the group, that other group about Earth and that group that I do, a new list is coming out this week. Well, do you have well, but see, Craig, so that's one of the things what I think is good about the collaboration in the groups that you're in, right? Is that it is Craig, you are Craig, right? Is that right? Yeah. Um you can try this and just be a part of the collaboration and do a video. It'll, you know, and that's one way to start. Yeah, I just making sure it's my brother's name. Yeah. So I like that a little play on words, Jummy or Jimmy. I don't know, Heather, you're confusing me. Yeah. So I do freezer meals right now. I haven't made some in a while, but what I like to do is in my last video, I do like I marinate, different marinades of chicken and stuff like that, and then put them in the freezer. But I haven't done like full meals. Like I haven't made like up a lasagna and froze in my freezer. I haven't made up, enchiladas to freeze. I haven't done breakfast foods like I've done in the past. Um, hey, Mona did what? Mona, that was the cutest little heart zipper pouch you made. I watched that video today. That was really cute. So yeah. Um, so that's I forgot, I've lost my train of thought. I'm sorry. But yeah. So that's the one thing I'm gonna do. Yeah. We've had some really great creators, for the Cupid's creation too. Some really cute things coming out. So yeah, let's I'll come up with a name and then I will message people and or email everybody and see. That's okay. I'll go up and watch it, Mona. I was over there earlier and then came across your heart-shaped zipper and I'm like, "Oh, let me watch this for her." So, yeah. Oh, and then I watched your other one about your monetization one and what you make. I watched that one. I think they're doing a lot of changes right now on YouTube, quite honestly. If anybody has not noticed in any of their stuff, I think it's been really wonky lately, in my personal opinion. Like in your analytics, when you go in and stuff, um, it is really strange. Yeah, yeah. It's just really strange the way that things, I've noticed just things differently. That's all. But that's okay. That's okay. Ah, hey, I'm glad you came in, Craig. You have a good rest of your day. Take care. But yeah, so I'm putting together another list of new groups that will be coming out this week. And I'm going to color coordinate it, hopefully, so it will be a little bit easier on people so they understand it. Oh, you and me both, Heather, because we'd both be in the same boat there if we were given those hours back, right? So I might have to reach out to, yeah, you and me both. But just keep doing what you're doing. Just keep doing what you're doing. I don't know. Yeah, I just think there's just, I don't know if they're doing upgrades or they're just changing things, but it's just really strange. I'm finding it to be just a little strange. That's all. So I just really watch what I do, and yeah. All right, Gail, thanks. Thanks, Gail. Yeah. Um, do you have a dehydrator, Gail? You can dehydrate a meal. That would be really cool. And if you need like a recipe or something, let me know. I have that dehydrator book here that I could like screenshot, you know, um, some recipes or what have you. Yeah, I have a really great dehydrator book here, and she dehydrates everything and then she brings meals together and the recipes for it. So if you're interested and want to do something like that, let me know. Oh, thank you, Mona. I love mug rugs. I just, I made a few of them. I did paper piecing on them, but I have not gone back to it. So I always dabble in something new. I know how to sew, but it's not my, like, if I can get in there and I know how to sew and I know how to cut, uh, patterns, I know how to piece, I know how to do that. Yes, okay, I'll look, Gail, for you. Um, but I just wish, like, my mom's a really good sewer, and I wish I had more of her patience, when it comes to those things. Hey, Christina, how are you? Welcome in. So yeah, wow. I'm on here a long time today because I didn't do any of my lives last week, and I just, like I said, I just had other things to do and just couldn't get in here and take some time to do it. But if for those of you who are new that just came in, this is what was in my mailbox today. I ordered this. It was 50% off. I used Jessica's code over at Three Rivers, and I got it for 50% off. And this is going to be my reading for tonight. I'm going to go through. I like to go through and see. Yeah, and that's good. We all have our things that we have to do to help us, right? Awesome. Good for you, Christina, for making videos. What kind of videos do you make? So I like to go through and like look at all the pictures and the different articles, and then I'll go back and then make note, like what articles did I really want to read, and go back and absolutely read those articles and see what new things I can learn. But yeah. So it came in I was wondering when I was going to get this. It really came in a timely manner because it took a long time for this to be sent to me, to be honest. I ordered this probably in December, and it's now February? That's good. I think that's why I had put my crochet down, because I was so frustrated with myself and the whole situation. I ripped it 4 times, and then I said, "You know what? I'm just going to do it my way. I don't need to follow a pattern. I'm just crocheting dishcloths. It's not rocket science, right? And I'm going to do what works fast for me." What I was having the problem is that I would start off really well with my crocheting, and then all of a sudden I couldn't see my next, like, where am I supposed to put the needle at to crochet into? I was having a hard time seeing it. But when I do just like a simple double crochet right now, I just leave it. Oh, sounds like fun. Nice. So, but I am looking forward to getting my seeds started. And it's really going on 4 o'clock here. Oh my gosh. So I think I'm going to get ready to wind this down, but let's do the last thing that Tina always does when she ends. What's for dinner? I need ideas. What's for dinner tonight in your home? Help me out. I put ground beef out tonight. Any suggestions on what I should do with that? Oh, Jamie, you're okay. Don't worry about it. I'll stay a few extra minutes for you, Jamie. Ooh, that sounds good. Sounds good. You got applesauce to go with the pork chop scale? It's a Brady Bunch thing. Remember that? We're having pork chops and applesauce. Isn't that swell? Yep. Pasta. I don't make enough pasta here. Ooh, tacos. Heather, that sounds really good. I can always do tacos. Did you do you remember Tell Us Treasures when I did that? So I think it was during COVID, wasn't it? I had my shop. I think it was. It really made me loony at time, okay? And I posted a video of myself going, if you can tell me where this comes from a TV show, and if you can tell me the correct name of the TV show, then they actually won a meal from me, right? And it was pork chops, applesauce, and something else. And so I got on a live, just like I did now, and I did the whole Brady Bunch thing of pork chops and applesauce. Isn't that swell? And then the person who guessed it correct, the first person who guessed it correct on the live, won a meal for me, and it was the pork chops, applesauce, and that. It was just a fun way to lighten up life, back during the COVID whole thing. So yes. Anyhow, yeah, I've got ground beef out. Personally, I don't feel like cooking tonight. I'm really don't feel like cooking tonight. Hey, no, I'd have to go to the store. I'm out of block cheese, the big hunk cheese. How many here are interested in making homemade cheese? Anybody? Anybody else? Anybody else besides me want to learn how to make homemade cheese? Hands up. Okay, this is really going to be hands up if you want to make homemade cheese. I do. I know, right? Yeah, I know, Jamie, right? I have everything for it. I just need the rennet. I just need to get rennet um, to make the cheese. I have the cheese book. I have everything. I know. I have everything, and I'm just haven't taken that step yet. Yeah, I heard mozzarella is the like easiest one. No, I would, you know what? I would buy raw milk from my friends up in PA, to be honest, Jennifer. Yeah, I would. Yeah, I want to. I want to so bad. Heather, you have all this stuff too. That's like, thanks, tell us treasures. That's like me with all this. So let me tell you what's really funny is that look at Jamie's like, let's do it. So Jamie, before you came in, I was talking, I'm going to put together another collaboration and we're going to be calling it something along the lines of like meals in a jar for canning, right? We're going to can like meals in a jar. Let me know if that's something you want to be a part of, or you can dehydrate the meal. I think Gail's going to do some dehydrating, which I think is going to be awesome. Let me know if you want to be a part of that. You would, and I will put you down on the list. It's not going to happen in the next week, probably not until March, to be honest with you. 1 meal jars, 1 jar meals. I'm writing it down. I'm writing it down. Thank you. Yeah, isn't that strange? All right, Jamie, thank you. I'll put you in there. Yeah, freeze dry a meal and put it in a jar, right? So, so yeah, it's probably not. I want to get through the Cupid's creation, and then maybe the second week of March or something, we'll start this. I want to get some more channels. There's 5 of us in it now. But yeah, so yeah. So Jamie, you don't know what you're having for dinner. Sherry, Tell Us Treasures having spaghetti. Gail Southern Living's having pork chops. Who else said that what they were having on here? Okay. And then there's the whole entire cheese thing, and I think we should all just push ourselves to make cheese. And cheese making. The mozzarella doesn't seem too hard to make. It seems really easy. Yeah. I know. I wish there's times yeah, absolutely use taco meat. Yep. I just don't feel like going in there and making sauce. I have it semi-canned, right? But I don't know. I say I should make meatballs. Sometimes I just like having meatballs for dinner. Yeah, it gives it a good flavor, right? All right. Yay, us. 5 people. 5 of us are doing this. Hey, and if it's just 5 of us that want to do meals in a jar, then that will be it too. Do you know what I mean? I think it'd be a lot of fun. Because you know what? That'll force me to get that 10 pounds of chicken out of my freezer and to can it, and I can take that and turn it into a meal of some sort. You want the 19th of March? Okay. I wrote it down. I'll do I don't know. I'm not even there yet, so okay. Jennifer, I did email you back And if you, I think for those of you who know, I think Jennifer's going to join the group that I run, the other group that I run, the Earth and Harvest group. She's going to try it out. And I'll have new channels everybody will be watching this week. Hopefully. Oh, happy birthday then. Hopefully it'll be I'll be able to color coordinate everything to make it just a little bit easier so people aren't getting confused. But I know that it helps me being able to do a whole month at a time of this and just give little reminders to everybody. This is the next color we're on. And then I'll ask people in that group if they want to do that. And yeah, so I am officially going to go now. It's been a pleasure. Thank you for joining me today. What is today? Wednesday? Yeah, I got another video I need to do. So I think tomorrow I'll be working on that and canning tomorrow. All right. I'm going to go check and see if you know anybody who wants to do this meals in a jar type of thing, let me know, send them my way, and I can add them to the list. So have a great night, everybody, and I'll see you on the next video. Bye.